The Athletic wrote a feature on former Warriors player turned scout turned assistant GM Mike Dunleavy Jr. Dunleavy spent last season scouting Eastern Conference teams for Golden State while being based out of New York. This led to him seeing a lot of Nets games featuring DAngelo Russell, whom the Warriors traded for this offseason. Warriors GM Bob Meyer talked about Dunleavy's impact on acquiring Russell. I didn't see DAngelo play live 10 or 20 times. There's never been more information available, but I don't think any of it is a substitute for actually going to a game in person, talking to coaches, watching the whole day develop, from when the player gets there to the arena, to the warm-ups, the stuff that fans don't see. Nick, do the Warriors know something about DAngelo that we don't?
A lot of people think Mike Dunleavy Jr. is going to be a GM in the league, George. So I know he's already gained a lot of trust inside that organization, but I think they're waiting to see how this plays out like everybody else. They hope for the best, but they're re-energized by the fact that so many people are writing them off for this season. The reality is maybe Russell can help them and maybe he can bridge the gap until when Klay Thompson comes back, but nobody knows for sure. And the reason they made that deal, it can't get lost in the shuffle here. The reason they made this deal is because they didn't want to lose Kevin Durant for nothing.
Right.
So maybe DAngelo Russell comes in and he can play at an all-star level again, but they just didn't want to come up empty-handed because either he turns into the player that they can build around for the future, or they move him in a year and they say, you know what, it didn't work, but at least we got something when we lost one of the game's great players in Durant.
Scottie?
Well, I mean, I think it's a great move. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket science to see that this player is now coming into his own. He was on the All-Star team last season, and expect a lot more and a lot better from him working out during this summer, and especially working out in Golden State with the Warriors. So I expect that, you know, he's definitely going to be a great pickup for the Warriors. I think he's going to relieve Steph a lot by giving him opportunity to play off the basketball, and I think he's going to be a great fit.
I think the challenges, for Steve Kerr, your former teammate, are going to be that the Warriors run a motion offense. DAngelo Russell is maximized when he's running pick and roll, and my guess is they're going to have to find a little bit of a balance to that, Scottie.
Yeah, they're going to have to, but I think it's going to be a tough task for any team night in and night out to defend Steph Curry. He's always shown that he's a problem on top of the floor, but now he's going to play below the rim with a good point guard in DAngelo Russell. So it gives me the thought that the Golden State Warriors will still be a contender this year because I think Steph Curry will have an MVP-style season.
Yeah, I'm in on that. We've actually had that discussion here on the show. Like, I believe that Steph, if he wanted to, and Nick, you'll know better because you're close to that situation, that if Steph wanted to have a James Harden-esque type season, he can. Now, I don't know if they're going to do something like that. They're probably going to want to load manage him some. But what do you make of what Scottie said, and do you buy that that's a possibility?
Absolutely, it's possible because, guys, this group loves the fact that they are now an underdog in some circles, that people are saying, no, you know what, the dynasty's over. For the last few years, the spotlight was on them constantly, and they delivered for the most part, time and time again. But they were at their best when people were saying, you know, I don't know if they're ready. I don't know if they're ready to take that leap. I don't know if they can take that next step as a group with Steph and Draymond and Klay. Now Klay's out. We're not sure what happens with DAngelo Russell, but this is a group that desperately wants to prove to everybody this run isn't over yet. Whether Russell stays or goes, or we were talking about the idea of Giannis in a couple of years, maybe if they can make it all work. They still believe that they're all in their prime. They're all together in what they want to accomplish, and the run that has been so great for them over the last 5 years isn't over by any stretch.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.